So guys, let me share the screen again. And please update me if it's visible or not. Okay, so today again, we are going to start with how to write a quality abstract for medical conferences. And let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Shujamya, MD Honors from Georgia, and I'm research mentor, and I have mentored over 150 students till now. And I have publications 18, and but there are a few more papers that I have already submitted. So at the end of this year, it will be 25. Then I'm also USMLE mentor and I have completed my neurology electives from US. And also I'm the author of a time management book, which is 2x3 technique, where I have shared all my experiences and the way how to manage your time during med school and how to prepare for your exams. So what is an abstract? So abstract is more of like a summary of your research, or it might be a case study. And what is the purpose? So mostly we use the abstract to share it in the conference where we talk about our abstract, about our work. And that's a way, if the conference is ready to publish your work, so that publication work also goes in your resume. So in resume, you can add your published abstract, your oral presentation, and also your poster presentation. So abstract, whenever you're presenting in the conference, it could be in two ways. It could be oral presentation or it could be poster presentation. So now let's start like how to start with the abstract submission work. So first we have to understand what is the conference guidelines. So most of the conference guidelines, it includes the word limit. So most of them have this thing that it should be under 250 to 300 words, most of them. Now the formatting is also requirement. So what is formatting? Formatting means that if your abstract should be structured or unstructured. Structured means that it will include background, objective with the headings, and we write 2 to 3 lines in each section. But if it is unstructured, it means it will be just a paragraph where you will write all the things, but without putting the headings. That's it. Now the deadline and submission method is also very important. In some ways, they give you the email and you have to send it. And at some places, there are like a proper page they will provide you and you have to submit online. And of course, there would be some specific themes or topics. So that's important thing. But now the point is that when you are starting to work on your abstract, how you have to select a topic, right? So for example, if you are working in cardiology, you should start searching a new thing that is happening right now. For example, if now the new drug that is FDA approved, you can check for that. Beta blocker drug has been approved, that which is the fastest acting drug. So accordingly, so whatever thing is there, maybe a new drug or maybe about some advancement in the diagnostic ways or in the treatment process, so whatever is going new and you want to work on that, you should opt that topic. Now structure your abstract. So structured abstract will include background, methods, results, conclusion. And of course, unstructured, I told you that it will be just a paragraph. Now, how to write each section? So every section involves some points, right? Like objective. then most of the time it could be objective in the first section, or it could be the background, like the problem statement that it's written here, but we can also write background. So background means that, for example, if you are working on coronary artery disease, so why you are working on coronary artery disease? Because it is the most prevalent disease in cardio, and then you can write about the prevalence rate. So that if you're writing it in the percentage or something, it really impacts your work. So always include numerical percentage or the counting or something in your statement. Okay, so problem statement is all about what you're working on. Okay, so if it is coronary artery disease, or if it is in neurology, if it is some stroke or something, so you have to write about that. Then the objective. So in objective you will obviously write what you are aiming at. Okay, it should be in 1 or 2 line maximum, not more than that. Then about the methods. So for example, right now you have not worked on any project, and you are just writing an abstract. So in that case, you will write what is going on in that paper. For example, if you have taken some interventions, okay, for example, if you have taken about stent, okay, in cardio, so you will write about it, that what you are working on and how you will take it. For example, if you are working on efficacy, okay, so if you are taking efficacy, in that case you will write that how you are going to analyze this efficacy. So those of the things will be in the methodology. So you have to read few papers on that topic so that you will understand what you can write in the methodology. Okay, that will also go in 2 lines max. Then the major part of the abstract will be in the findings, okay, discussion part. That will include what your paper analyzes. Okay, so that will be the thing. Now you can't copy paste the work. Okay, so how can you write it? So sometimes if you have taken 2 to 3 papers, okay, for example, if you have taken the effectiveness of a stent, okay, so in that case you will write that, you can't write that, okay, for example, in that paper it was written 200 patients were taken, so you can't write 200 patients. Instead of that, you can take out the percentage, that how many patients were like benefited from that therapy. Okay, so that percentage you can write, because you have taken that percentage by yourself. Okay, so you don't write the same from any paper, but you conclude that thing and then you write it in your findings. Okay, that's important. And then in conclusion you write about a very basic line, that what was the conclusion, and along with that you can write how this study can benefit the clinical practice for a doctor, or if it is for some research work, then how it is benefit for others. Okay, so this is how you write an abstract, and it should be a quality. Now when you are talking about quality, what do you mean? Quality means that from the abstract someone should get what you are working on, and what will be the results, and how it will be benefited for the research work, or even for the clinical practice. So now you understood the main point goes with the findings and the conclusion. Okay, objective obviously will be there, and the title also really impacts a lot. So title should be a graspy one. Okay, so these were some important points. Now, how when you're writing some work, it should be concise. Now, when I'm telling you concise, what does that mean? So it means that make a rule. Always make a rule in research. Whenever you're writing a statement, it should contain maximum 25 words, not more than 25 words. Make this a rule for your research work. 25 words maximum. So it will keep your statement concise, and also it will be in like focused. It won't go in from here to there. So it will be concise and focused one. Now it should be specific. When you're writing something, specific and scientific. Now what does this mean? Scientific is simple. If you're writing about for example, kidneys, so you won't write kidneys, you will write renal. Okay, if you're writing something like heart attack, so you won't write heart attack, you will write myocardial infarction. So that is his scientific term. So you will always use our doctor language. That is the scientific language. Okay, and specific means like use simple words. You don't need to write very hi-fi English or something. Just write it in the simple way. Okay. Now, another thing, grammar and spelling, that you can use Grammarly, or you can use Quillbot to check the grammar and the flow of your paper. Even you can use ChatGPT for the grammar and spelling mistakes. But what happens is, when you are using the ChatGPT, what it will do, it will make a new formatted work for you. So don't do that. Always just give a specific command that you need only grammar check, and don't change the the flow of the paper, or maybe don't change the statement. So like that, you can just give the a specific command to ChatGPT, and it will be very helpful for you. Now, don't put extra information. Okay. Now you don't need to write, for example, I was talking about coronary artery disease. So you don't need to write coronary artery disease every time you are writing something. So once you have written coronary artery disease, just in the bracket, you can write CAD, and then you can continue with the CAD. That's one thing. Secondly, you should not write a lot about CAD, that how CAD is happening, what are the symptoms, what are the treatments. You don't need to write. Just in the background, you have to write why you are working on CAD, what is CAD, of course, and then why you are working on CAD, because the prevalence is very high and you need some specific treatment for it, for example. Okay, so like that. So it should be very specific. So these were some points for the clarity and quality for writing an abstract. Okay. Now, reviewing and revising, of course, you need it, because for you, I'm here because I will be helping you to review the abstract, that what is missing and what you can add or what you can subtract. Okay. And then it should match the conference theme. That's why I always send you the specific ones, that, okay, this one is for cardio, or if it is for neuro. So that should be one thing to be checked all the time. Then, of course, I told you about the sections flow. That should be logical. That means that they have given you the pattern. It might be, they might have written that it should include background, objective, and after that they would have written that you just need discussion. Sometimes they ask you not to write the conclusion. So don't write conclusion, just write discussion and the results. Sometimes they will ask you to write conclusion also. So sometimes they don't ask you the references. Sometimes they will ask you to give at least 4 to 5 references. So depending on what they are asking for, just go with that. Okay. And yeah, that, of course, guidelines. So keep a check on that. Now, if your paper got selected, okay, and I really wish and hope that all the papers that we will be working on will be selected, and it will be a record breaking, as there are over 15 projects, and hopefully we will get selected there. Now, talking about the poster presentation. So this was the poster presentation that was done in Mayo Clinic in May. So you can see here, it was about a case study. Okay. So now, whatever you have sent in your abstract, you just have to copy paste. That is first thing. So you can see here, it was introduction, then it was methods, then case report. Here are some pictures and the discussion and the conclusion. And here are the references. So this could be one of the way. Sometimes they give you in the landscape. Sometimes they ask you for the portrait, depending from conference to conference. Okay. And you notice one thing. The first thing is that it is in the points. So always, whenever you are making a poster, it should be in the points. Okay. Second thing, it's very important to understand what are the important sections to be. You can see here the text size is different from this, right? So why it was there? Because some of the sections need to be highlighted. So these are the sections that are a bit highlighted, because case report is important. Then methods, they always ask you for the method. So whenever you're reading a paper, it's very important to be very specific, that how you are taking the flow of the paper, how you are going to do the research. That's the important part. Okay. So here it was the case. Okay. So that's why we wrote about the symptoms in the methods, and then how we diagnosed it. So in the cases, we take like that. Okay. Then it was case report, and along with that, whatever the pictures, or if there is any mechanism, we can add that. Similarly, if you have, you don't have any, since it's just an abstract, so you might not have any pictures or something. So at whatever paper is about, we can find some pictures with, or if not pictures, then we can add smart art from the Word art, from MS Word. Okay, so there are two ways to do those things. And you can see the references here. Sometimes people might ask you that from where you took these references, because this was a very unique case. So we just told about the genetic mutations we took from this, so like that. So these are the ways on how to present your work. First, writing of the abstract, and secondly, how to make a poster. Or if it is oral presentation, the same thing will go. Introduction on one slide, then methods, then reports or discussion, conclusion, everything on one slide. And along with that, it might require some, illustrations or the pictures. So that thing. So now let's take the final takeaway. Understanding the guidelines, following the structure, writing it very clearly and concisely, and again revising. The best thing about the research, if you want to get it selected, is to revise twice or thrice, because whenever you will read it with with the open mind, you will see that you can improvise at some point, then another at some another point. So the more you revise your paper, the more you will get the quality paper. Okay, and never ever forget that it's a way to showcase your work. Like resume is your reflection. Okay, similarly abstract is more of like showcasing your work, and how it can be impactful. So that's important thing. So that was it from my side about abstract writing. Now I want you all to, if you have any queries, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.